Hello guys, this is leathertoolz. Today I'm going to introduce you very rare tool finds that I never knew really existed. So some of you guys might already know about this adjustable Creaser. This is a Japanese made one. I bought this from the master craftsman who manufactured this Creaser. And this is called in Japanese called najinan. So naji means the screw, so you can adjust the screw to adjust the width. There are a lot of cheap versions out there. This is a little bit more expensive because there's a better steel and just a master craftsman made it. It doesn't have any maker's mark, but the maker who made this doesn't make this anymore. He stopped his doing business, so this is the last Creaser that I will have from him. And this is a really rare because it has a left-handed thread. So what means is that it has a thread on the left side. Yeah. It has a shorter, little bit of shorter length between these two creases. Most of you guys who bought this Creaser will have it the screw on the right-handed side, like this, so that the Creaser will have a pointy tip towards here. So when you crease the line, this screw will be on your right side of the hand. Yeah. So this is left hand. And I crease it like this, and the screw is pointing the outwards so that it doesn't interfere with the workpiece you're doing. So for example, if you're creasing the line here, you're creasing the line like this, yeah, so that your workpiece is not on the same side of the screw. That's how you decide on the left or the right side of the Creaser. Now, this is the tool that I'm talking about today. So this is a Dixon style or maybe Barnsley style, but I think this is more Dixon style based on this curvature of the tool and also the handle style. Why I call it style? Because it doesn't have any maker's mark. It doesn't have any stamp. It's just a plain little Creaser like this one. Yeah, but it's an English style indeed, and it is also adjustable screw Creaser. But you've noticed that this is left-handed for use. So if you find or if you have already these, check yours. So your screws are pointing out here, so that means you're right-handed. But this one is left-handed, so this is what I'm talking about as a rare part. So I never knew that Western tool for like this, a traditional tool, they had a left-handed version. Yeah. Now I have this left-handed version because I was trying to make it so as a part of homage to make a tool like an English style Creaser, but with a modern technology and modern manufactured parts, and I make it exactly like this, but it wouldn't be original, but it was more of my project that I was planning to do. But then this one came to my eyes, and I have it now. So it's amazing that I have now left-handed English hand Creaser. So I just wanted to show off to you guys that I have this left-handed Creaser. So it's amazing, and I still can't really believe that I never knew that these were existed. Yeah. So that was just my surprising and really happy find that I have it in my hand, and I will just try to show you what it looks like if you crease this with this type of Creaser. Yeah. So I'd like to show you a very detailed view of how the Creaser tip looks like comparing these two. So this English style has a very thick profile of the edge, if you see from the side views, because this Japanese one have a more like a flat steel part welded together and then just threaded to one side. But the English ones are more of a forged, very big chunk of steel look, and it's a one piece, and the center is kind of sawed out or filed out, and it's a very chunky look. But if you close look at the tip, it has just a simple line towards the hair, so that it makes a flat line Creaser. And you can also file it or you can shape it depending on how you like to have your Creaser. This is just a way that it came. It's a new. I haven't done any profiling yet, which I will do later on and make it into a video as well. So tip is a little bit different, and I think it's a little bit easier to modify for this English Creaser type because it's a very thick steel. You can make it thick if you want, you can make it thin if you want. So It has an advantage of adjusting how thin the line is or how thick the line is. Yeah. So this is what it looks like. The view. So it has a advantage and disadvantage. I think Japanese ones are a little easier to use. So I may need time to get adjusted to this English type, but it looks quite cool. Yeah. So to use this type of Creaser, you need two things. You need some kind of heating element, and you need a surface to crease on. So this time I will use a granite plate. This is the artificial granite plate. It's not even expensive. You can get it in the department store. Here in German you can call it Baumarkt, or in US you can call it Home Depot, or any places that sells this granite plate, or kitchen supply stores. They will have a sample, or they will have a recipes that you can use, or you can buy it really cheaply. So you get there. This shoemaker lamp, you can get it in the Rocky Mountain Leather Supply or in Amazon link. I'll put the link in the description box and the comment box so that you can buy this shoemaker's lamp directly. The first step, the thing you just need to be careful of is you need to place a very short wick. Yeah, don't try to put your wick too high. You will have a large flame, but then your flame will be not so clean. So you will have a lot of soot, very black stuff on your Creaser. So make your wick small as possible. For me right now, I have it around 4mm or under 5mm is good enough. Yeah. So you light it on the frame. Yeah, like this, and then you put your Creaser in this position. So your tip will get the hardest temperature, and it will go a little bit harder towards the end. So you're actually just heating the tip. Yeah. So, or you can just do the whole part like this, but then like you see, your flame might be gone. So just tip. Yeah, your flame needs an oxygen to sustain a heat like this. So yeah, that's it. And your leather, of course. A lot of people ask what kind of temperature and what kind of time I have to wait for the Creaser to be just right temperature. Very short answer: there isn't a perfect temperature for every leather. Every leather is different. Chrome vegetable is different, and different finishes you have is different, and what kind of firmness of your leather has a very different factor. So you just need to try on your own to see if very hot temperature works or the mid-range temperature works. You just need to have your own data and own experiment to have a very good creasing line and very good permanent line as well. From my experience, chrome leather takes higher temperature, and the vegetable takes a little bit less but still high temperature. And about the pressure, you don't need to go too crazy about the pressure. Don't go too hard on the leather, because if you go too hard on the leather at the tip, at the corners, you will have a lot of force into that corner, and you'll ruin a very distorted creasing line. So just right pressure, just light pressure, and just be flow with it. It's just enough. Don't go crazy too hard on it so that you ruin your workpiece. Yeah. So in this application for simple vegetable tan leather, you need minimum 40 to 50 seconds of heating, and you need some kind of damp cloth to make your Creaser to be not too hot. So what I mean is that here's my small tip for you guys. If you have a towel like this, yeah, just have it by your side or for your work table so that you use it for this type of purpose. So let's say this is your any cloth for your workbench, and you just pour down some of the water to the cloth so that you don't burn the cloth. Yeah, so you will have a very nice surface to get your Creaser to be cooled off at the right temperature. So here's how I do it. So take your Creaser really hot. Yeah, just you see this, hear the sound. That's it. So if you don't hear any more sounds, it's time to crease it now. Okay, so here we go. So without hesitation, I could have drawn much better lines, but here's the where I stopped. Because I stopped, I have two little temples, but because of the angle that I was trying to avoid the camera was quite difficult. But then this is how it looks like. So from the first tip, if you see kind of burned marks, right? And it didn't start from the edge. Yeah? That could be a problem if you are trying to do something over here. So you could start really right up the edge and start from there to the end like this. But then anyways, this is how it gets a creasing line. By cooling off your creaser tip with a wet cloth, you will not have much of black tooth marks. Also, you will have really nice temperature, and also it won't be that high to burn your leather. So it just gets a nice creasing line like this. Yeah. So this is how it looks like. Again, for the next creasing line, you heat it up again, and you wait for the creaser to heat up. So it's such an analog process. It's a very slow, time-taking process. But then for hobby level, heating creaser is really a good option, and it's also very relaxing. If you're doing this for hobby, it's really fun. Yeah. So this was my tip. It's the same for your Japanese creaser as well. Heat it up really high, cool it up. After no more sounds, grease it. So that's how you get without any soothing, and also really nice temperature without getting too hot. Yeah, because why it works is that if you heat up your creaser really high, and your whole temperature is a bit different from the tip and the head. If you cool it a little bit to the tip, now the temperature is all the same. That's the science behind it. So you're cooling only the tip, so that your whole head temperature equalize it to a similar temperature overall. So that's the secret behind it. And of course, please be careful with this type of alcohol lamp. Always be there if you are trying to use the alcohol lamp creaser, because if you let it sit alone, if something happens, you might not be able to act quickly, and it will turn into disaster. And what kind of alcohol you're using is you're trying to use isopropanol 99.9%. So pure isopropanol is the fuel you're trying to use. No Zippo oil, no gasoline, no benzene, no diesel, nothing. Yeah, always use 99.9 isopropanol alcohol. Yeah, so that's it. So see how clean the flame is. This is what stuff you're trying to get. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, I'll see you guys next video. Bye bye.